So for our National Heritage Month celebration, we will have Father Harold Ventura.
So we are happy that we are gathered here in Casagoroso, and we are again in partnership with Ramon Abortes Foundation for the Gabii sa Kabilin during the National Heritage Month celebration. So this is the presidential proclamation. And actually, the RAFI is a, a partner of NCCA in terms of promotion and conservation of cultural heritage and history in this part of the region. And the Gabii sa Kabilin is an event wherein Cebuanos can really learn about the history of Cebu. And once you go around and visit the different museums, you're not only going to see artifacts, but you're going to be reminded of the history of Cebu, the rich history of Cebu. Actually, the place where the first five Spaniards arrived here. And again, NCA is so happy and will continuously support this endeavor of the Mona Botis Foundation. Actually, when Joy Graphics started in 2007, Basilica del Sante, which I am assigned now, we are part of the Gabii sa Kabilin. And continuously we're going to support. And by next year, 2015, we are planning with Joy on how we can celebrate the 450 years of Christianization through the Gabii sa Kabilin.
You now open the floor for session. Ms. Louise.
Can you guys take
Take that.
Okay. Well, I'm very happy that we are celebrating Kabilin. We missed Kabilin in 2007. And this is a collaboration of museums. The more museums and heritage centers we open to our people, the prouder we become of our identity. Because heritage is identity. People who do not know their past will not be able to direct their future properly. Because our vision of the future is always rooted in our image of the past. We cannot go beyond the present if we do not know where we come from. Especially because the past is the source of our creativity. What is original? For example, Colony Street is the oldest street in the country. And the source of authenticity, whatever is authentic, is very high in value. Because now we are living in a very commercial period, or commercialistic age, that we are losing the authenticity of Filipino heritage because it's being replaced by, well, things that are fashionable now, but tomorrow they're gone. In other words, we are witnessing the age of obsolescence of things that, because they really have no lasting value. What Gabii sa Kabilin is celebrating are the things that last forever because they are excellent not only artistically but technically. They are examples of creativity, and especially they show us what we were in the past and what we will be in the future if we can continue in the same tradition of creativity. Not only this, the more we discover the wealth of the past, only, of course, not necessarily economic wealth, but cultural wealth, the more we can promote a sense of nationhood. Because sense of nationhood will always begin with local heritage. Whatever becomes national begins with local excellence. There's nothing national to begin with. It always begins with local excellence. And this is the basis of sense of nationhood. If everywhere we can promote local heritage, then that will be a unity in diversity. We will become prouder of being Filipino. So thank you for celebrating this Kabilin, and I hope this grows more and more and becomes well known not only in Cebu but all over the country.
Um, um, we were handed magazines and it says that Cebu is the only metropolis that celebrates or holds an event like here in the region of Asia Pacific or like the Philippines. So I'm asking, why is Cebu the only city in the Philippines that holds an event or an event like this?
Okay, since it originated here, I think it's here, but they funded. Anyway, well, you know, to go back, I think we're also positioning, no? And this is something that's really proud. It means that for us, why Cebu? Because, you know, we also imbibe traditions from other countries. This came from, the idea actually came from Germany. They celebrate Langenach, their Museum. In this celebration, they really wanted to also popularize heritage and museums. You know, at the time when museums were, you know, museum visits were going down, and also at the same time because, you know, Germany at the time reunited, and so there really was not enough funds anymore to really support the public program. So they said, well, you know, we have to make these things very exciting, and therefore the only way that you can make it exciting is to, you know, to present yourself in a very creative way. So, you know, different museums will now present themselves in the way that they were really conceptualized, like, you know, the Museum of Egyptian History with all the mummies will have to present. So, you know, they bring people through different traditions. So so for one night, they go through a trip of the Nile, you know, Africa, Europe. So, you know, all of this, and this made it became very popular. That when it started, you know, it started in a small, it's called Museumsinsel, the small museum island of Berlin. It really is now copied in almost all countries in Europe in different names. No, so Langenach the Museum in Germany, but it's White Nights in Europe and in France. And as a matter of fact, and this is something that maybe would be very nice, is that the entire Philippines gets to celebrate. In Austria, they celebrate this the entire night, you know, with trains going. You know, if you want to go from Austria to the Tyrolean Mountains, you can do that because they really made this as a big industry, and it's a big industry in this country. So, you know, we're that's why in the, you know, we're just setting. I think what we were trying to do is just to infect the people, and that, you know, it's also to, because events like this, we really have to go back into the creativity, which, you know, Chairman De Leon was saying that, you know, you have to really dig deep inside. What do you have that you want to showcase? And for us, it's this, you know, with our partners, no, our museum partners and as institutions, you know, dig deeper into what we have, and then we begin to discover, you know, the really beautiful things that we should be proud of, local, and yet this contributes to the building of the country and a source of pride. I hope that answered your question. Quite enough.
My question is to Mr. As we know, the world economy having gained 7.2 in terms of 2%. I think this touted as the next economic height. What is your take, Mr. De Leon, on culture, heritage, and the so-called creative economy as a driver to the growth of the Philippine economy?
Well, it's creative economy or the creative industries have a very big role in the economic development of any country. In fact, I can cite the case of Indonesia, which from 2011 to 2014 lifted 26 places in the economic, because of creative economy. I talked to last year, the creative industries have contributed 9%, a very big percentage to their GDP. And this shows that the more we activity, the more we create industries for the people. And this is the reason why in the NCCA, we are encouraging not only the art for the rich, like painting for the orchestra, all of these are for the rich. But we are also encouraging people's art, like mat making, basket making, weaving traditions. All of these really help livelihood, promote livelihood. And this is one of these trusts that we are really. In fact, we have three trusts. One is to help Filipinos become more patriotic, increase a sense of nationhood, because our national consciousness is very poorly developed. And then secondly, we continue to promote artistic creativity as we have always done. Thirdly, the third trust that we have is culture as a pillar of sustainable development. This is a very new trust of NCCA for this.
I'm from Germany. I've been to the Langenacker Museum a few times in my life. Really, and thank the organizers for well-established, we've here now for 8 years already, for a very nice event. Now my question would be more in the relation of the promotion of cultural sites, cultural identity of metropolitan Cebu, because it has a close link to the promotion of tourism, and that means, of course, income generating for a lot of affected populations that are, more or less dependent on tourism at large, maybe local tourism, maybe regional tourism or international tourism. I was a bit amazed by the lack of promotion for such a brilliant event. I just thought speak a small newspaper article in the Sun Star, but without really giving a program. When does it start? When does
slowly, because sometimes we have to be very careful that you don't get too commercial, that you forget that after all it's culture and it's people sensibilities that you are selling. So there's that. I think Langenach, the museum, did not take off in just 8 years. It took them 4 years in Hamburg, and then it moved. But I think with the NCCA coming in, they have slowly. But it's better to do it slow but sure together with the other partners, and people come in and journey with us, rather than you start really big and then in the end you lose the, I don't know, maybe like the spirit, you lose that. And this is the way we're going, but we it will need more planning, of course, more people. But we're not we're saying that there's a need to improve, but we're going in that we believe that we are going in that direction as a team. So we work and we go together. We promote the idea of primos inter pares. That means equality, a partnership of equals. So no one's big or small. We are all in this together as a journey, as a people, and as advocates for heritage and culture.
There's some there are no more questions, we now close our program. So we will proceed now to the Plaza Parian for our release. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much.
Okay, yeah, findings. Oh, please.
Father Harold. How come you're here? John Walker. Experience that makes sense to be able to
I'm gonna have a copy of the e-guide.
Satu na gamit may pera.
No.
Okay.